Welcome back. As we get going here in 2024, we wanted to check in with our local leaders to see what's in the works for the year ahead. And this afternoon, we have Toledo Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz with us. Welcome. It's great to see you again. The first thing I want to ask you about is last week we lost Butch Ray. Oh. And just such a shocker for everyone. And like, if you knew him, you loved him. Oh. Hard-working guy, sweet man. He was a PIO. He was a public information officer. So, like, if there was a fire, he would be at the scene and dealing with media, and was very good about getting information out. But like, he was, part of the administration. Just a terrific guy.
And just a sweetheart of a man. So unexpected. I don't quite know his age, but I don't think it was much older than late 50s, and it was unexpected. Everyone loved him. And he'll be, I've heard so many stories about him even this week that will just reinforce, there's the expression that, your character's revealed when no one is looking, or your character's, some things that he did for people, favors that no one ever knew. But you hear him now and you say, yep, that's Butch. He was a good guy. He's
Services
just a good
later
guy.
This week, it'll be very crowded there for that. So,
yeah, Butch he was one of a kind. He'll be missed, and he's looking down on all of us.
I want to ask you about economic development in 2024. We had stories yesterday about Northtown, Westgate. Mm-hmm. You've got the Spitzer and Nicholas buildings the office buildings being turned into residences. Mm-hmm. A lot happening all over the city right now, and your administration's had a hand in some of that. What else could be cooking down? I mean, this is just a game changer for the city.
There are a lot of things in the works all at once, and that's those are good problems to have. Slowly over the last couple years, I assume people have noticed, but in case they haven't, I'll put a finer point on it. For years we had these large spaces, vacant malls, the vacant Southwick Mall, and the vacant Northtown Mall, and the old Medcore textile leather property. That, heck, for that matter, the Marina Project, were all these multi-acre vacant spaces that really weren't doing much good for anyone. And here in the last couple of years now, we have an Amazon creating jobs and economic activity at Southwick. You referenced Northtown Mall. Now that's a tier 1 supplier to the auto industry. We're going to have, we think there'll be upwards of 1,000 good-paying auto jobs on what used to be the Northtown Mall. We've brought a supplier to Jeep, the old textile leather site, and it does continue. I mean, this is, we continue to win awards for our economic development in the city. Now, God knows we're not perfect, no city is perfect, but for 7 of the last 8 years, we've been in the top 10 in the nation in terms of new business investment. Some of the projects you're talking about are going to continue that. And when I look forward to 2024, sure, that's all exciting. But in some ways, what excites me are the things that create, the ambiance and the atmosphere you want in a successful city. One of the big stories of 2023, in my judgment, was the opening of the Glass City Metro Park. What it has done to the east side of the river there in front of Waite High School, the vistas and the views of downtown that's opened up, the skating rib and all that. That people think we're done. We're about 1/5 of the way done with the full vision of that park, and every year as it continues to come online, it absolutely is a generational game changer for how people look at their downtown and, by extension, look at their city.
And people are coming down, taking advantage of that. The Jefferson Center, that thing went sideways a few months ago, and it was nothing that no one's fault other than the people doing it.
Yeah, people
but this is sitting there now. Are there any plans? Or what's your idea?
Because of the folks who owned the business that was going to go in there, they engaged in behavior they shouldn't have and ended up in bankruptcy. And the bankruptcy process is a little slower than you'd like it to be, and it takes a little time to unwind that. But relatively quickly here, that will be under local ownership. And as I have said to people, you could have worse problems in the world than having a historically significant, beautiful 100-year-old building that just got a $40 million facelift looking for tenants. I think it would be safe to say that you're going to see some workforce development, educational uses going into that building. Remember, that is on the east side of what we hope to be a larger innovation district that extends all the way to the museum. You might remember we got a $20 million grant from the federal government to make infrastructure improvements in that corridor. The Jefferson Center will be the eastern anchor of that, and I don't think we'll have a hard time, whether it's Owens Community College may be opening up some space in there, or whether it's other workforce development, tech sort of jobs, we won't have a hard time filling it up.
Amphitheater, is that project dead as far as the city's concerned, and also the summer concert series? What's the latest on that?
Well, the summer concert series, City Council approved it, and it was in danger of not happening again after ProMedica kind of stepped back from that. But we were able to find a developer, not a developer, but a promoter who came to this city and offered us sort of a no risk, no cost attempt to take over the concert series. So we're really excited to see what that brings for this year. That's a small piece of what could become something larger. The larger piece is the possibility of an amphitheater. We're going through the due diligence and making sure the math works. I think there's a lot of exciting possibilities of what that could mean. The idea of an amphitheater in Northwest Ohio has been, as my grandpa used to say, cussed and discussed for the better part of 20 years. It was going to be in Rossford, then it was going to be in Waterville. We've taken a look at it. At the end of the day, the math has to work, and the math in this case is the money. I think there's a good chance we'll see something positive announced on that here in the new year. But regardless of the bricks and mortar amphitheater, we're going to have a nice concert series this year for sure. Promenade Park is right there for the taking, and I'm excited about the maybe higher level acts that we're going to see this year.
My final question. The Browns and Lions have had great years.
Yes, they have.
You're a huge sports fan.
I am.
If the Browns play the Lions in the Super Bowl, will you bring me along?
Well, I'd have to bring my wife. Said that my wife gets dibs. I'm a lifelong Lions fan. She's a Browns fan. We've always joked that for years, Sunday is a factory of sadness.
It's so true.
But not this year.
No.
It is. And the irony about those two teams is that if the Super Bowl era had started 10 years sooner, Super Bowl I was in 1967. Had the Super Bowl started 10 years before that, the Browns and Lions would have met in 4 of the first 10 Super Bowls. In the 1950s, they were always playing each other for the title. It's fun to think about the possibilities of what could happen should the glorious event take place. And think of Toledo, actually, would be there'd be some national stories about, people always talk about us being the Mason-Dixon line of the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, when we are. But we're also pretty equidistant between Detroit and Cleveland, and there'd be some fun. Toledo would stand to benefit if that would take place.
One can certainly dream.
That's
Wade,
right.
thank you so much.